Hey everybody, it's Tripl-L. Hey, coming in with a very late Shield Hero episode 9. So just for transparency, I am watching this Monday morning. The weekend kind of imploded on me and I just couldn't work on videos as much as I wanted to. And that's why we're just delaying the episode now. So for anyone that's waiting for Mob Psycho or Black Clover or even Slime, I think maybe I'll have those done for tomorrow. And then, yeah, I think that's what I'm doing. I'm doing those ones for tomorrow. Most likely they're going to end up being tomorrow that I'm done watching them. So just keep an eye on the channel for Tuesday. They'll probably be up. And yeah, guys, okay, cool. Let's do this. Here we go, Shield Hero. Oh yeah, what am I expecting for this episode? I'm expecting to see that girl. And I'm expecting to see a scene at the church. I think this is going to be an overall setup episode. I think we've maybe moved on to another volume, but I haven't finished reading volume 2, so that's why I'm a bit delayed, and that's why I can't tell you if we've moved on to volume 3. But I think the dragon fight would have been a good ender. Yeah, we'll find out. I'll be finishing the volume like this week, so I'll be able to tell you by next week. Of course, there's also commenters down below who probably know where we are because they read the light novels as well. Anyway, let's get into this. It seems like he's getting a lot of use out of the Viper Shield. Oh, she's still cursed. Yeah. Right, because we need to go to the church to get the curse-free water. And he's using the book shield again. So the book shield has become his standard, and the Viper Shield has become his standard for defensive fights. You gonna eat them, Firo? She looks nice in the anime though. That's a nice... I like the color palette. She's a cannibal. She is such a cannibal. She's such a glutton. I really like Philo's chicken form, man. It's the best. I've really grown attached to it. I mean, look at that. She's just a giant stupid bird. It's actually funny how skinny Philo is on the inside. She's definitely a chicken fanatic. That's definitely what's going on. Is this the Plague Town? It seems like it's the Plague Town because they're all still wearing the gas masks. Or sorry, you know, just the masks. And the architecture looks to be the same as the Dragon Plague Town. All things considered, when you think about it, chances are this girl is not unattended. Especially considering the people that are following Naofumi around. Everyone's too honorable for Naofumi. He's thinking about the game plan, the optics, they're all just like, let's do this. You know, I feel like your father's gonna be kinda stingy. You know, I just have a feeling. Alright, so so this is exactly what I was talking about. Now, I'm going to tell you for sure, I'm pretty sure the anime is way more aggressive about this, because they want you to know about this factor. When it came to the manga and the book, they did not point this out as often. We knew that they were there after a certain point in the story. Like, we could retroactively say, oh yeah, okay, these shadows are always around, but the anime's been doing it differently. From the very get-go, from episode 1, they were doing it differently. It's because the plot twist, I think, they want it to feel like it makes more sense. Or not more sense, I think they want it to be an easier sell when it comes to one of the plot twists that I think occurs in, like, I think it was volume 7 or volume 8. Maybe volume 4. Trying to think. Yeah, maybe volume 6? I need to look at the numbers again, but I don't think it's volume 8, that's too far. Anyway, the shadows are... You know, honestly, I'm not sure if adding the shadows in makes the story better. It really all comes down to how that plot twist is going to work out later on. But they've given the anime viewers way more information than the manga viewers, or yeah, the manga readers had in general. So again, we're having a montage sequence. You can assume that it was expanded upon in the light novel, most likely. Probably just little slice of life stuff. It's probably just mostly character interactions. You get the gist of it. Philo ate her. Philo totally ate her. I love Raphtalia's voice acting here. She sounds like a child right now. Oh, thank goodness, right? I love that this is the first time that they've tried this. Eat it now, Fumi. Put it in the shield. Put it in the shield. Dang it. Did he already put them in the shield? Maybe he already did. But if it has sleep-inducing properties, he would have gotten like a sleep induction shield, or he would have worked towards it. Man, I know this stuff was in the preview, but this is really progressing quickly. I did not think it would progress this quickly. I guess the magic of montages. I'm pretty sure like things went this quickly too in the manga, or like a variation of this kind of speed. Aww, that's so nice. You know that's nice. This guy's such... Oh man, he is so infuriating. Oh come on, guy. I mean, that's a nice message and all. I don't trust the messenger though. He's part of this whole thing. Like, look at it. His church only has three weapons. Now, Fumi, like you haven't done anything now. Oh, jeez, now Fumi. The number one way to make yourself look guilty or just be annoying is to run away whenever someone's coming to you. Like, now Fumi, ask, why is he after you? Look, suffice to say, Motoyasu has a particular type. Oh, he has a guard. Oh, Jesus. Here she comes. Oh, that's the bro guy. He doesn't want to do this. Man, this girl, just what an instigator. Oh, thank God she finally showed up with her troops. Oh boy. I mean, like, I call her fat all the time, but it's not like I would call her fat into her face. And besides, we know she's not actually that fat. She's just fluffy. But it's funnier to call her fat. Blah, blah, blah. Politics. Diplomacy. Really? I mean, his shield kind of changes. She was with them the whole time. She montaged with them. She should have noticed a shield changing. Okay, so we understand what's going on there, right? It's because now Fumi doesn't trust anything having to do with royalty in this case. Just skipping through, let's see. Ah, best shot of the ending right there. I'll wait till this is over, then I'll start talking. In the midst of turmoil. I'm pretty sure the preview is already out as well. I'm not sure if I'll get the time to make the preview video. But you guys, you can find it if you go on the main Japanese site. They always have the preview. Any Hoosers. Let's go to... Well, I guess the majority of the stuff really happens in the last 5 minutes. Yeah, roughly the last 5 minutes, kinda, it all happens there. At this point, you know, one thing I do want to say is that, well, okay, I guess we should talk about the first half first. The first half is only important in establishing a relationship between Philo and Mel. We just get to see some of the montage. We get to see Naofumi doing some of the medicine. Really, it's not that spectacular. They're doing that whole montage trick was just telling you that they've spent some relative amount of time together, and that's all cool. The majority of the story really kicks in when we're doing this city chase, and Motoyasu is there, and we have Melty there too. Sorry, I almost forgot her name. Wait. Mine. There we go. When we have Mine there. Oh, so many names. Multi. I think Multi's her real name. Anyway, when we have Mine there, I think that's where like the episode kind of steps up, because you have some elements coming in. Like, for instance, in this shot, we can see the one guy that was friendly with, or sort of friendly with Naofumi during the first wave. And we have that thing with the other little guard showing up to go after the shield hero. We can tell that he is kind. We get some more fleshing out, or like just establishing the situation with the heroes. For instance, Motoyasu being okay with attacking the rest of, or letting the town get hurt in the crossfire. That's super important to Motoyasu's character, and it's super important to a conflict involving the three other heroes, because it's just telling you, hey, this is how these heroes operate, and this lack of regard for life around them is very important in kind of painting their downfall, if they're ever going to have one. This is pretty much another piece of hubris that's going to come crashing down eventually. So, you know, again, those last 5 minutes, super important in establishing that character arc. Now, I guess in terms of other things that were important, we got to see the main guy of the church. Was he a pope officially? I think so. But yeah, we got to see the church. The church is important as well. As you notice, there were 3 symbols at the top of this church, and the shield wasn't there. So that might start informing you about some of the politics or some of the prejudices involved. You also had personal beliefs of the nun that gave Naofumi the crude water. So that one's something that you should keep in mind. You might see more little references, although this one is a part of that bigger picture of the shield hero is treated very badly in this country. So you just kind of have to like keep that in mind. The story is setting up a lot of little elements that are going to get paid off. I honestly think, given where we are, maybe in the second half of the season. So the second half of the season is going to be still pretty interesting. It's not going to fizzle out as fast as other series do. Now, one thing I do want to mention is that after a certain point, you look at Mine's behavior and it's like, this girl is just bad. She is a bad person. And you know, when you have such an exaggerated evil, an evil that is so willing to not reflect on herself and not introspect on why she's being such a terrible person. You know, when you're going into that territory, you're either dealing with an insane person, or you're dealing with, you know, a lesser quality story, or you're dealing with actually something that has not been revealed yet, right? You know, it's one of those 3 things. It's either that the author has a really good reason for it, or the author just needs an ultimate evil, or just like the worst kind of evil, or the author has an insane character that justifies how not self-reflective the person is. 1 second here. I want to get a better shot of her. But yeah, in terms of Mine, it's interesting. Mine is just, she parades so much power around, and then she gets put in her place very quickly by other people who have just as much power as her. And it's always a question of, you know, what enables her to do this, and why does she do this? And at this point, you know, all we have as viewers is that she is just a terrible person, and she's always been a terrible person. That's what we have, and most likely her father encourages it. Whereas it looks like when you look at Melty, you see who she brings up in front of her sister, and it's the mother, so you could assume Melty is associated with the mother more than the father. So ultimately, it's super interesting with Mine, because again, the only times you get to see like just someone who is evil, just like, or just bad, just really unpleasant, just for no reason, it's usually with like a one-bit villain, like usually a villain that's maybe a monster of the week that you don't really need to justify giving resources to in terms of story time. Those people tend to be more of those just straight evil without nuances, but Mine's a principal character, and she is just straight evil. She will use whatever she can to make her situation look good. It ultimately is a very interesting situation with Mine, and I'm very excited to see where the light novel takes her. and where the anime takes her. I know how she ends up in the web novel, but I don't think. Well, I don't know the light novel's version of events, so I don't know if that's where we're gonna end up here as well. Regardless, yeah, the mind stuff I think is always super interesting. And of course, we had Melty being the princess. I don't think that's so much of a big deal. I think that's fine. Like, we really can't do much about it right now. There's not much to talk about. Like, we saw that the shadows were following Naofumi and the group around. You know, it's justified when you think that Mine is actually a really important person. The most interesting thing there is obviously like Melty. The Melty Naofumi relationship. Is it? Yeah, Mel. Yeah, because Philo's calling her Mel. Right. So the Melty Naofumi relationship, that's important. And, you know, at the end of the episode, you can tell. Naofumi, like I said, just doesn't want to deal with royalty. He has no reason to deal with royalty. That said, Melty has enough reason to be able to convince Naofumi. Ideally, she won't get scared off by Naofumi, and she can just go and just pretty much tell him like, hey, you know, we've been helping you. I'm part of the faction that's been helping you. It'll be very interesting if she can convince him of that. I don't recall how this next little bit goes, but I think she should have the power to be able to do that, because, well, she's already helped him. And if she brings up the shadow people, maybe that'll be enough proof to say like, oh yeah, no, we're affiliated with them. We you know, like, we're good. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. Let me know what you thought down below. Overall, I think this was a solid episode. Again, I think the majority of the good stuff happens in the last 5 minutes, but that's fine. The first couple of minutes were just dedicated to showing off Melty. Anyway, till next time. I hope you have an absolutely great day. Oh yeah, the Raftalia moments. We also had the Raftalia moments, but the Raftalia moments are just all worthy anyway, so, you know, whatever. Anyway, yeah, till next time. Have a great day.